NASA's at it with their bullshit again. So apparently, there's a couple of asteroids. They're millions of miles away. They're going to come within. One is 2.5 million. The other one is 3.5 million miles of Earth. 12 times the moon. The moon that is a solid rock that I can see stars through. By the way, last night and the night before, and probably again tonight if the clouds clear up. It's a solid object, but I can see clean through it. don't trust your eyes. Look over here. So anyway, these asteroids are coming. They're zipping right along. NASA can see them millions of miles away. I don't even know the distance of them right now. One thing I read said 10 million miles. The other one said 12 million miles. I don't know. It's all bullshit. And this thing is 200 is 288 feet across. And they're able to pick it up and zip it across the galaxy. Like 288 feet, like at 5 million miles. it's, it's ridiculously small. I can't even get through this with a straight line. This is the third time I've tried this. It's so ridiculous. So it would I can't there's nothing to even compare it to. It would be a grain of looking for a grain of sand from California to Saudi Arabia or something with a pair of binoculars. Like it would be. It's nonsense. It's not. It's 200. It's 80 meters. They said 288 feet or 290 feet. How could you even measure it at that distance? And don't tell me about bouncing light back and forth and all this nonsense. Half this planet doesn't even have cell service. Okay. Meanwhile, you're telling us you're driving a rover around Mars. And I've actually looked at Mars through a big telescope. It doesn't look anything like the pictures they show us. It looks like squiggly lines like a star. You can't see anything solid. It was a really damn big telescope. And I've seen some amateurs who even had, their own observatories made with some really damn fancy stuff. And I'm going to tell you, you can't see anything that looks like a planet. The pictures that they draw us with craters and stuff like that. Even when you look at the moon, like, is it a crater or is it a reflection? It's really hard to tell. The drawings are much better. It's like the blue marble, the picture of Earth from space, supposedly. Robert Simmons drew it in 2000, and Gregory something drew the other one before that. And like, they admit they drew them. They admit there's no picture of Earth from space. We can't take a picture of Earth from space, but we can capture a 280-foot rock 5 million miles away, tell its trajectory, and it's going to be within 2.5 million miles of Earth, and it'll be a great opportunity to study it. Like, how the hell are you going to study this rock flying by at 28,000 miles an hour, 280,000 miles an hour, whatever they say it is? Anyway, it's nonsense numbers. It's like spin the planet, princess. Any of you that saw Thumb Wars, it's crazy talk. Every time I hear, I think of Ricky from the Trailer Park Boys. Well, NASA says, what do you think? You don't know this guy. Who the hell do you think you are, NASA? You never see the Trailer Park Boys? Check it out. Ricky is pretty damn funny. But anyway, it's ludicrous. So if you're still, like, after all this years, believing that we bounced around the moon and walked over the moon and Neil Armstrong brought back rocks, which, by the way, the Netherlands and a bunch of other places have already identified as being Earth rocks and that they were lied to, and they've had these Jesus things in their like a mausoleum or like your museums for years, believing that they were moon rocks, and they're not. Like, they're from Arizona, some Jesus place, like. Which is where half this stuff is filmed, like Nevada, desert areas. They just put on a red lens and, it's The Martian, like, watch the movie. It looks like you're on Mars, doesn't it? Like, if your idea of what you believe Mars would be if it were a planet. And we don't know that it is. I haven't been there. You haven't been there. Nobody's been there. Nobody's going there. Like, that's just absolute nonsense. And you're not tracking. We can barely, like, a storm hit Acapulco, Mexico, last year. Nobody knew it was coming. They couldn't track a storm. It was a category 5. They had like 20 minutes notice. Nobody on the planet could track this monster storm apparently, but they're able to track, and that's on the planet where we're living. And it's a monster. It damn near destroyed that part of Mexico. And nobody, and you're telling me you can track a 250 or 280 foot rock that's zipping along at thousands and thousands of miles an hour, while the Earth is spinning 1,000 miles an hour, and it's going around the sun at 500,000 miles an hour, and going through the universe at 1,000,000 miles. Like, come on, stop. you know, like, you know, I mean, if you're to believe all this nonsense, if you're to believe all this, the Mississippi and the Nile go uphill like 285 miles before they start going downhill because of the curvature of the Earth. At some point, as a child, we all know that there's no man on the moon. None of us believe it as children. They had to put it in your head, and that people are not in Australia walking upside down. As a child, you know this. You know it intuitively. It has to be trained out of you and beat out of you through indoctrination and stories and lies and school and more, And I like, people like Morgan Freeman, and, I think he's a great actor, and he's got these, he does these science things, and I'm sure he believes in them, But dinosaurs, we don't know anything about dinosaurs. We don't know anything about the Earth changing or Earth falling apart or going, we don't know that any asteroid hit the Earth and destroyed it. We don't know any of those things. Those are all theories. They talk like it happened. They talk like the Big Bang happened. There's a 99.9% chance that they're wrong. Probably 99.9 to infinity that they're wrong. These are theories. That's why it's called the Big Bang Theory. That's why it's called the theory of evolution, which is pretty much been proven wrong. Survival of the fittest. It's survival of the smartest, like right out of the gate. Something about real strong but real dumb. And not stand a chance. Get something that's not quite so strong but is a lot smarter. I mean, really, is a grizzly bear stronger or weaker than a human? And yet we killed them way more than they kill us. Like, who's smarter? This is not, hard to figure out. This is not, it's not rocket surgery. This is, to combine the two, science and surgery. There's, stop listening to NASA, whoever the hell they are. They're full of shit. It's nonsense. When they can make the cell phone service work all over the planet properly, so I can actually make a call and hold a call, I doubt it, but maybe I'll start believing that somebody can see a 280 foot, which is, okay, that sounds big. When you stand and look at a 280 foot big building, foot long building, okay, it's a nice sized building, okay, but you don't have to travel that far away before you can't see it, and you don't have to travel that far away by a car or a plane or anything else before you can't see it with a telescope. And now you're talking about millions of miles and tracking it and its trajectory and how it's tumbling and going to study it when it zips by. If you're a reasonable cognitive person that has the ability to think for yourself, ponder this for a minute, will you? Cheers.